Well, despite the historic high poverty rate, the housing bubble, a full-force recession, and a slow recovery, somehow the number of the homeless people in the U.S. fell every year after 2009. That is everywhere except in some of the nation's biggest cities. For more on the issue, we turn to Ebru's Julia Sun, who is live from the nation's biggest city, New York, with more. Hi, Julia.
Hi, Nicole. It's unfortunate. Technically, I should be defending New York City, but we did see a dramatic increase in the number of homeless people in this area, and we overall account for over 10% of the total homeless population in the country. And guess who is the second? Los Angeles. That's the second largest metropolitan area in the country. This is why a lot of officials and social workers alike call the homeless problem the big city problem. 610,000 Americans are homeless on any given night. The silver lining is the number has been declining. It dropped 4% since last year and for the third year in a row.
A budget that cuts what we don't need closes wasteful.
The Obama administration aspires to end homelessness, especially for veterans, by 2020. Some efforts, such as the $1.5 billion stimulus and housing programs, paid off. However, the decline is not universal. In fact, in big metropolitan areas, number of people who are homeless went up. The biggest rise is in New York. The state's homeless population jumped 11.3% in just 1 year. We spoke with Jane, who was homeless herself 3 years ago. She thinks many of the homeless people in the big cities are not real.
It's a scam, like it's a hustle, like that's their job, that's what they do. And they don't want help. If you ever go up to them, they're going to tell you they're not moving, they're not leaving from that place. I've seen people so many times where they change their clothes, sit down and start hustling, and then they get somebody to pick them up in a car and drive off. And every day they do it like a 9-to-5 job.
Jane thinks that help is available to any homeless person who wants it.
Also, I've been in the system and I know what it's like, and I was there for a year, and they help you with education and housing and clothing and food and bank.
But some who are homeless right now disagree.
I've been on the streets. Shelters are no good.
Okay. Why shelters are no good?
It's like violence, drugs, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I'd rather be on the street than go there.
For people like Kyle, only judgments reach them, not assistance.
Take a day in my shoes and then you'll know how it is. In New York City, the government's not doing anything about it.
Why?
That's my question as well. I don't know.
Down to this, you can't possibly hold everybody who's camping out on the street to the highest ethical standards. So do you collectively offer more help so more help would reach the people who are actually in need? Or do you just cut everybody off for the sake of avoiding all the scams altogether? What do you think, Nicole?
Well, I think you did a nice job. It was very interesting to get the story from the perspective that you did. Thanks a lot, Julia.